What is your dream as an author? A few years back, I would never have believed I'd be a published writer. What an amazing journey and experience this has been. Now that I'm published, I wanted to share my dream as an author with you, as I can now officially call myself an author. Now that I have my first book published, my next dream would be to have my novel made into a film. Wouldn't that be so exciting? Recently, when my wife and I were away in Barbados, I was watching a bit of TV in bed, and a program called Naked and Afraid came on. You may initially ask, what has this got to do with my dream? Well, let me explain. Seeing this program for the first time, I realised that there is obviously a following from fans who like this type of thing. Naked and Afraid is about contestants who are sent out in the wild to fend for themselves. However, the difference between Naked and Afraid and another program like The Island with Bear Grylls is that all the contestants are naked. Their private bits are masked or blurred on the TV, but this does not get away from the fact that they are not wearing any clothes whatsoever. The other main difference is in where the contestants are left to survive. With Naked and Afraid, they are out in the wild and in potentially dangerous places, like the South African Savannahs with lions and hyenas lurking, or in the Everglades with alligators, to name two. I watched the one set in South Africa, which is what reminded me of my novel. On the island, the contestants are battling with finding food and drink to survive. Whereas on Naked and Afraid, they not only need to know survival skills to eat and drink, but they also have predators to watch out for too. So what has all this got to do with my dream and my novel, Nothing Left But Fear, I hear you ask? Well, the simple answer, the premise of my novel is similar. I only realised there was something similar to my novel out there when I watched a few of this series when we were in Barbados in December 2016. The opening chapter in my book, and I've done a separate recording for this, important part is that the guy David Lane finds himself in an unfamiliar place, stark naked, and some deep primal fears come up. So at the end of this, if you want to listen to the first chapter of my book, please click on the second recording on this article. The important elements of the chapter that I hope you listen to and the premise of my novel are, in this case, David Lane is naked, but not only that, he is put out in the wild. He is naked and alone, but also he's naked and afraid. He experiences a deep primal fear. He experiences a fear that we've lost the meaning of in our safe lives away from nature. However, my novel and this Discovery Channel series brings this fear back to life for the people concerned. So this got me thinking, maybe my novel, Nothing Left But Fear, has legs. And what I mean by this is, if there's a following on the Discovery Channel for people surviving out in the wild naked, then my book may have great opportunities too. I've already had good feedback about the novel from some of my readers. So I'm hopeful that perhaps one day my dream of it becoming a movie may come true. Having seen the series, the reality is a bit more real. My second dream, or should I say second on the list, is to have my next novel published, and then after that to have a string of novels to my name. So what is your dream as an author? Please share in the comments what your dream is. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening. This has been Adrian Russell. Take care and bye for now.